Hello, everybody out there. My name is James Weezar. I'm the Exhibit Technical Manager at the DoSeum here in San Antonio, Texas. The DoSeum is an education and science center, and we have a 68,000 square foot museum that teaches children about interactivity, so they can come and play in an exhibit called Force Course, and it's a ball area. We got a spy academy, but right now what we're standing in is innovation and innovation station, and it's where we allow visitors to come and make and tinker. And why is that important to this conference? Is because Gardopia is actually our local maker. And local makers came about when we renovated innovation in 2019. That we wanted to give the community of San Antonio an idea of what it needs to make. And what's better than that than growing your own garden, your own vegetables, your own plants. So with local maker, Gardopia is our partner. Stephen's a great partner. He provided all of this equipment and details of how to build your own garden box. So that's what we have an example of. Of course, these grow lights, if it was outside, we wouldn't need those grow lights, but this is just an example of some of the equipment. It's very simple. Wood, some simple tools, of course, dirt, some seeds, and fertilizer. And that's what we have here. So guests come in and they can actually learn how to map out their own victory garden, provided by Stephen and his crew at Gardopia. And that's what we have showcased.
Why did y'all think it was important for this time period during COVID to talk about food production?
To talk about food production, again, there's a lot of aspects to being a maker, to being a tinkerer. So we saw gardening as also an opportunity to showcase making. And why is it important to grow your own vegetables? Health reasons. Also, economically, if you're able to provide and make for yourself, that is sustainability.
Awesome. And who are some other people who have been in the local maker space?
We've had a local glass blower called Caliente Hot Glass, which is neighbors to Gardopia. And we've also had a build a bike project where they invite students to build their own bikes.
Nice. Well, thank you so much, James. It's really cool. Different space here.
To DoSeum. Again, we're so thankful to our partners here at the San Antonio Children's Museum who understand the importance of teaching young children about how they can grow their own food. As you've been hearing from the many speakers throughout this conference, there are so many opportunities for us to learn and use academics to integrate it into garden-based learning. So this has been a project that has been out since, I believe, September 19th on the fall equinox. And they have the display that we put together for them. I'm going to show you a little bit of the concepts of the display, but also they have an educational activity. And this educational activity, I'll get a little closer, you can see, has a garden checklist. So do you have your lumber, your screws, your seeds, your soil, like all these components. And then they can get really creative and they can draw their garden, which is an amazing concept of integrating art into the garden as well. It's not all just STEM, but it's actually a STEAM activity. Ron Finley talks about the garden is a form of art for him, where the soil is the palette and the seeds are the paint, right? You can create these works of art in this canvas through gardening. I want to show you a little bit of this garden, actually. So we got to thank Lettuce Grow. Lettuce Grow donated some of these to us. This is a hydroponic farm stand, is what they call it. There's a reservoir of water at the bottom, and then there's a pump. The pump pumps it all the way to the top, and then its gravity trickles back down. Right here, We have different kinds of wood. So this is cedar. Cedar is going to last you about 5 to 10 years. We have pine top. We have a little bit of corrugated metal. This is really good. 4x4s on the exterior. These help keep it nice and sturdy. And then we also have over here a pallet. So you can actually reuse old pallets. We're going to talk about irrigation in a little bit, but having an irrigation system is important. Different types of hand tools that are good as well. Fertilizing, you got to fertilize. Elsa just talked about worm castings, right? Liquid fertilizer, pest management, a little bit of insect soap. This is a meter. You can test the moisture levels, the light, and the pH of your soil. Right here, we got compost queens. You heard from them a little bit earlier, bokashi compost. Some of the hand tools that you need as well. You need screws. You can sand it down a little bit, a little mallet to get things in place. Of course, your drill, your saw, all of this is really good. And then again, you can use 4x4, pine, 4x4 cedar, 2x6 cedar, 2x6 pine. And then, of course, the video y'all saw in the beginning. So this exhibit will be open through the end of the year, maybe into early 2021. So come check out the DoSeum. They're open, I think, every day except for Tuesdays and Wednesdays. They have a morning session and an afternoon session. You can check out more at their website. Thank y'all so much. What's that? Oh, yes. Haha. Well, raffle we're going to do at 2. I think we're going to do it at 2, right? When we take our next break. What do we have going on next? I'm sorry. Oh, okay, cool. Am I still live? Okay, sorry, y'all. Okay, yes. So we are going to do a raffle. Let me pull that up real quick. Okay. Okay, so I am randomly picking, and I have, let me come back to the screen. So this raffle is going to be for the 2 fruit trees, from San Antonio Parks and Recreation. And I want to talk really quickly about San Antonio Parks and Recreation. They have an initiative called the Compassion Tree Project. And this was a challenge from Monterrey, Mexico. We accepted that challenge to plant 20,000 trees in 2020. So if you go to San Antonio Parks and Rec, there's a website for the Compassion Tree Project. Parks and Rec themselves committed to planting 15,000 trees, as well as adopting. They do adoptions in places like the Pearl, libraries, schools, all throughout the city. And then the other nonprofits partnering with San Antonio Parks and Rec committed to the other 5,000 trees. And so with the partnership of Parks and Rec, Gardopia has been able to distribute close to 600 trees this year, as well as planting them. We planted 55 trees at Young Women's Leadership Academy. On November 7th, we planted 15 trees at Young Men's Leadership Academy as well. We had a workshop on September 26th where we distributed 70 trees, and that's just this fall. In the spring, we also did a big event at Woodard Park, and we also did quite a few plantings. And so why are we planting trees? Well, we're talking about food security, and we're talking about climate change today. And so from a food security standpoint, one of the best ways to approach that is to create a food forest in the city of San Antonio, where a large percentage of our trees and our shrubs could be food producing plants. When I went to Vancouver last summer, they had blackberries all over, just wild blackberries, and it blew my mind. You can go to places where there's fruit trees all over. When we're inputting landscaping, there's no reason that we can't do 50% fruit trees. If we want to talk about longevity of trees, that can be one of the arguments that fruit trees don't live as long as maybe a slow growth like a hardwood oak or something. But an olive tree can live over 1,000 years. Fig trees are really great to plant. Pomegranates grow really well in this region. Citrus, if you're south of Hildebrand, grow extremely well. If you're more on the north side, things like your stone fruits, which could be peaches, you could grow pears, plums, nectarines. They can all do well in cold weather. And there are a couple varieties of apples that can do well in this region. And we all know the Texas state tree are pecans. So pecans grow really well in this region. So we have nuts, we have fruits, right? These are going to increase our ability to feed ourselves, becoming food self-sufficient and food sovereign. And so today we're going to be raffling off a fig tree and a pomegranate tree. And the winner of that will be Vishal. Vishal, we have your email. We will connect with you and get you those trees. You can come by Gardopia, or we can meet up with you to get those trees, and you'll put them in the ground. We will be doing one more raffle today, y'all, at the end of the conference. That raffle will be a $100 Lowe's gift card. You heard me right. $100 Lowe's gift card, okay? So you still have the opportunity to register for our afternoon session. We have an afternoon session that will start at approximately 2:15 p.m. and it'll go till about 4:30 p.m. So you go to our website, gardopiagardens.org/food and nature. And I believe you can also register on our main page right now, gardopiagardens.org. There's a button on the window that says, let me in. You put your email in, and you'll be able to attend the afternoon session. So if you want to win $100 moolah for Lowe's to go shopping, to do some, get some gardening supplies to get your victory garden started, I'll highly encourage you to do it. So we'll be back soon. And again, come out to the DoSeum, check out this exhibit. Come out to Gardopia, come do some volunteering, and we'll see you shortly.